So today I'm bringing you more xCloud gameplay, this time a racing game, the recently released Assetto Corsa, or at least recently released for the xCloud. I was very excited this game came to the xCloud, as I am a huge fan of racing simulators and simgates, so to include another game like that to the xCloud portfolio, that's great news. Unfortunately, as you will see, the performance of this game is poor, to put it lightly. As always, I am playing and recording on my Android phone, the LG V50 on 5 GHz Wi-Fi, with speeds ranging between 2 and 400 megabits per second. Now as we go right into the menu after the game starts, I really couldn't believe my eyes the first time I launched the game. I thought either the game was broken, or maybe my router had a heart attack, but as you will see later, it probably comes down to optimization of the game for cloud gaming. So here I am trying to choose a circuit and a vehicle to try and race for the first time. So obviously I go with the legendary Nordschleife and a car fit for that circuit, the Audi Quattro Sport. As you can see, even choosing the different options for your race, like the number of laps and whether or not the ABS and assists are on or off, or stability control, you can't really see anything in the menu. That's how terribly pixelated the game streams. So here we have it, the Audi Sport Quattro on the Nordschleife. So as we come out of the loading screen here, you can see how bad the pixelation is all over the screen. So all I could do is just press drive and hope for the best here. Now switching cameras actually sometimes helps kind of clear up the visual. I don't know why, but it seems to work. Now you can see I have the outside camera here, but the amount of pixelation is just plain horrible all around. And you might think this might be like my Wi-Fi connection or maybe my device, but I'll show you later. Right after this I will test the Forza Motorsport on xCloud and the Grid on Stadia, and you'll see the performance is much better in those games. So clearly there's something going on here with the optimization Microsoft or the game developers put in, or didn't put in, rather. So here as you go into the long straight, you can see the image kind of clears up a little bit, but it just comes and goes all the time. 1 minute you have a good image, and then the next one it's just gonna be all terrible and you can't see anything on the road. So here I got a little impatient, and I thought, you know, I was just playing other games, so maybe if it's my phone or if it's my Wi-Fi, I can try streaming something different from Stadia. So I went to Stadia and launched the grid racing game, and as you will see as it loads up, the image is actually absolutely flawless. Like there's nothing wrong with it at all. So I do a lap in grid to see, you know, what if it's my Wi-Fi, what if it's my device, but it's none of those things. It's just the game and the Microsoft xCloud optimization. So I've done my lap and I'm thinking, right, this game runs perfectly fine. Maybe if I just go back into xCloud and I'll connect, it'll run better, right? So to its credit, xCloud actually let me resume the game immediately after playing Stadia for a while. And I'm back on the Nordschleife with the Audi. And the image here looks pretty clear, the menu. So let's see what it looks like when you unpause it. And there we go. You can't even see anything. I was so disoriented, I just like rammed the wall right there. It just doesn't work that well. Especially if you look at the position counter or the lap counter. That's where you really can see the pixelation. So this is just to show you the internet speeds I'm getting on my phone over Wi-Fi. Again, it's between 2 and sometimes it reaches all the way up to 400 megabits, but like this is fine. This is pretty good internet connection, right? And now back to Assetto Corsa. Here I had a pretty good experience, or at least it looks like it in the beginning, racing the BMW on the Nordschleife, and you can see it looks pretty good. It actually looks very nice, very playable. Until, and this is what I wanted to show you, I changed the camera and then it just throws everything completely out of whack, even though right now, as you can see, it's pretty good for streaming games on your phone, right? So yeah, this is where I switched the camera off and onto the outside one, and you can see the image is just completely broken. I have no idea, like, this kind of stuff makes you think, you know, did they even test it before they released it, or... And then you can see I switch back to the inside view and it actually clears up the image again, so there's something about the algorithm that controls the bitrate that it kind of wakes it up a little bit. When you change the camera, it'll say, hey, there's a lot of change, so I gotta up the bitrate maybe. But I guess it just needs more optimization or something. And then later on you could have like a section like here, when I tried to run the whole lap in the BMW, like you can see it is playable except when it's not really. Like you could have a good run like this, and then the next game you play on Assetto Corsa, it just completely throws out the visuals that you can barely see anything. I'll show you right now. Now this is the beginning of the campaign, or the career rather, and you can see everything looks fine, everything's great, and I switch the camera and it goes whoop, and it's completely unplayable, even though like 5 seconds earlier it was just fine. So just another example of that weird pixelation. And now this is just to show you what the Forza Motorsport looks like on the same connection. I haven't even moved the phone, I just closed the Assetto Corsa, launched Forza, and went for a run on the Nordschleife to see the comparison here, and you can see it looks better. You can see the pixelation in the corner where the time is and the lap counter, but other than that it looks much smoother and looks much more playable than Assetto Corsa. So problem here is not only whatever Microsoft is doing as far as the cloud gaming technology goes, but also it depends on which game you're playing, and it clearly shows that there is still a lot of work to be done, which I guess is one of the reasons the service is still in beta. So here I tried to play Assetto Corsa the next day, thinking maybe Microsoft just had some server error or something like that, but as you can see, the quality is actually the same. This time I tried to run a lap without changing the camera, but if you look on the corners, it's pixelation just always pops out eventually. So I'm just hoping that in the future Microsoft or the developers will update it and optimize the game better, because I think it's pretty awesome. They keep adding games. Basically every other week there are new games on xCloud. And lastly, for comparison, I'm just playing another couple of laps on Stadia on the same connection, the same conditions, and you can see that the performance is actually a lot better. Obviously Google is doing something right with Stadia, since the quality is actually really nice here. So I just wanted to make this video as kind of like a little comparison and to showcase how Assetto Corsa is running, since it was released just recently. And if you'd like to see more videos about games from the xCloud, let me know and keep a lookout. There'll be more videos coming very soon.